Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, I decided to play a deck that I personally do not like. Heroes. Now, you might be wondering, why did I choose to do this? Well, it was April Fools. So I decided to play decks that I didn't like, and this is one of the decks that I really just don't like. Well, okay, I don't hate this deck. It's more so the players. But, you know, I'm gonna give it a try. I gotta know what I'm getting into, or more specifically, why people enjoy the deck. And honestly, this isn't the deck list I even wanted to play. But Hero is so incredibly expensive, I legitimately, like on a brand new account, couldn't find the funds to build this deck. Hilarious. This is the version I wanted to play. As you can see, we're missing quite a few URs. So yeah, we settled. So we're on this, which is still fun. It's still good, but it's not quite the same. Notable things that are not included is things like, you know, the second Dark Law. Instead, we're playing Anki because it's a rare. We're also missing the guy that actually searches the Miracle Fusion, which I cannot remember the name of. Sunriser. Thank you. Sunriser. We're missing Sunriser. We're missing the 3 hero lives. Whoops. So we're playing Ecol instead. We're missing the second Vion. It actually lost me a game, which is hilarious. And then, yeah, that's mostly it. I think we're missing like a Droplet, a Crossout, things like that I want to play as well. The second DPE, which is more of like a, I want to play that. I think it's very useful, but alas, don't need to play it. So yeah, stuff like that. Anyway, let's just go over the card by card. I'm actually going to go over, you know what, we'll go over what I ended up playing, and then we'll talk about actually what I experienced. And like, the overall experience with heroes. So, let's quickly do the card by card. We have the one, or for Destiny heroes, we have Disc Commander, Dark Angel, the double Malicious, the 1 Plasma, and of course, the 1 Denier. Pretty good. And then, of course, we're playing the double Fusion Destiny as well. For Vision heroes, we're playing 2 Increase, the 1 Vion, this should be 2, and the triple Ferris, pretty standard. Yeah, just drawing hero Increase is a death sentence. Just play 2. Just play 2. If you draw it, you know, I fear the Shuffler. I always ended up drawing, like, I drew this countless times. Lots of times. Kind of annoying. As for the Elemental heroes, we're playing obviously the 2 Stratos, the double Shadow Mist, and the 1 Liquid Soldier. That's it for the hero monsters. For the rest of the cards, we are running the double Max E, the triple Ash Blossom, and the 1 Nib. Yeah, you just kind of need outs to Max E, so playing the most amount of them makes sense. We're also playing the 2 Called By, and then, of course, if we could have, the 1 Crossout. Then, you know, Nib is very good with Max E, and it's a good crossout target, so there's that. But I know I don't have crossout, but it's still just like a good card in general. I do really like Nib even right now in the meta. We have the 1 Heartbeast Feather Duster. We have the Polymerization, the Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn is just kind of funny. It's just like a good card to throw in here. Yeah, I could take it out, but it's still just good in general. We have Foolish Burial, Rhoda, Miracle Fusion, the double E called the 1 hero lives, double Fusion Destiny, triple Mask Change. I don't know why I'm playing 3 of this when we only really have like 2 targets, but it's actually pretty good. It's just good to OTK with mostly. And then the 1 Droplet and the 1 Imperm. This should be double Droplet, but Imperm is just something I have. As for the extra deck, whole bunch of nonsense. We have the 1 Dark Law, which this is the last card that I got. I got this, like, at the very end of the day, so I only played with it once, and I never summoned it. So, there you go. We have the 1 Blast, which ended up helping me win a game, which was kind of funny. We have Ab-Zero. We have the Elemental Hero, the Shining, which is in here as, like, a Miracle Fusion target. We're still playing the Miracle Fusion just because, like, it's still good to draw. It's still, like, a good hard draw. But, honestly, it should probably be, like, the second Poly if I'm not playing the Sunriser, or the Sunrise, so... we're playing Trinity, the hero Acid. Acid is very good. We also have the Escorial, we have the Anki, we have the Dystopia, Phoenix Enforcer, Wonder Driver, Cross Crusader, Infernal Deceiver, Anaconda, and of course the Dread Decimator. Oftentimes we actually did just make Anaconda and do DPE stuff. It was great. So yeah, that's going to be it for the deck list. Let's hop into the duels and show you how this deck did. Alright, so let's see what we can do going first. This hand is actually very good. Holy crap. Yeah, that's one thing that I will say about Hero is I never feel like I had a bad hand. There was once that I did, but that was it. One time. And that was also the very first game where I had no idea what I was doing. But I think had I actually known what I was supposed to do, it would have ended up being much better. So that was more so on me than it was even the hand. So there you go. Yeah, Hero is very, very consistent, unlike a lot of decks that I really enjoy, like Dark Lords. Anyway, we're going to dump the Shadow Mist. We're going to activate the Shadow Mist in order to grab out the Ferris. We also added the Stratos earlier. We're going to special summon out the second Stratos and get it impermed. Okay, that's fine. We have the second Stratos. We should be okay. So we're going to normal summon the Stratos, activate it. Okay, another imperm. Don't know why we're imperming the Stratos, but sure, I guess. I guess we'll activate the Ferris here. I don't really have much more that I can do. We're going to pitch the Plasma. We're going to go for the increase here, increase into the Vion. Vion effect is then going to send the Mali. And then we're going to go for the Vion effect to grab up the Polymerization. Now remember, I can't go like Sunriser or anything, so do keep that in mind as I go through my plays. So we're going to go and grab up our Malicious here, and then tribute off the Malicious for the Liquid Soldier. This will then allow us to fusion summon into Ab-Zero, which, can I just say how bullshit this card is? Like, let's be honest, Hero players. Let's be 100% real. Why is it that when I spin it back to the extra deck, it still triggers? That's the only thing that I don't like about this card, is that when it leaves the field by being returned to the extra deck, it still triggers. Why? That's it. It's just silly. Yeah, this card's just cool. I like it. We drew into, quite possibly, the best draw in the entire deck, which was Denier. And you'll see why in a second. So we're going to go and link off into the Wonder Driver, which will then allow us to go Malicious and reset our Polymerization. Now, Malicious is notably a level 6 or higher Destiny Hero monster. Hero monster. So now we can go for the Denier here, shuffle back, or return the Malicious, and then go for the fusion of DPE. So now we have the DPE as well. We're going to go and activate the Malicious one more time in order to grab up ourselves the Dread Decimator, basically preventing our opponent from really dealing with our board effectively. We now have a 3,500 attack point monster. They're losing a whole bunch of attack points due to the DPE, and they also have, you know, Ab-Zero to contend with. And also, I have Maxi, because of course I do. And then on top of that, we have Harpy's Feather Duster as follow-up. Now, granted, they drew into the Called By, or at the very least, they had the Called By, so the Maxi is dead there. However, this also means that DPE is going to return. Like, unless they have the second Called By, which would be crazy, but if they had the second Called By, they're probably not getting through the single DPE. So yeah, this board's not insane, but like, I'm not going to let that Dark Contract with the Gate resolve. They're going to go for the DD Swirl Slime. Now, this doesn't do anything. So there's that. They're going to go for the Flame Hiking Genghis and then just go into Deus Ex. And then they're going to do the funniest thing and attack into the Ab-Zero. Yay! Alright, well, now it's my turn, and we have not quite lethal. And then I draw into Droplet. Well, it's not quite lethal, but my opponent realizes the writing on the wall and concedes. Cool. And I bricked. What the hell? Yeah, you still brick sometimes. Every deck does this. I'm not too surprised. Now, granted, mind you, this is technically only kind of a brick, because if I was playing the Dark Law, which, as you can see, I'm not. I have double Anki. It'd be fine, because I go normal summon the increase, go into Dark Law, and then at the very least I have Dark Law, which should be enough, right? But alas, I don't. But it's fine, because they go normal summon Core, and I just get to end their entire turn. Cool! Fantastic! I draw Monster Reborn, and I go, wait, this is sick. I can reborn the Disc Commander, and I can draw two. Fantastic. Link them off into the Cross Crusader. Fantastic. We're going to activate the Monster Reborn. Oh, what is happening? Why can't I target? Oh, Disc Commander has an effect that says you can't... Oh, right. This is a bad card. Yeah, I didn't know it had the restriction on that. Whoops. It very rarely comes up when you play it with DPE. Anyway, let's just make Verte. Verte, woo! Make DPE, yeah! DPE, woo! Yeah! Battle! Bonk. Bonk. And now for a second here, I get scared. Because I realize Core can summon out a Sidra, And then that Sidra, Confusion away. And I was worried that it was monsters summoned from the extra deck, but it's monsters specifically in the EMZ that it confused away. So we're fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Anyway, they're going to go for Nova here. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Well, I guess I have missed my timing. But I still think it's better to pop the Nova than for them to get into Infinity, negate my effect, and then, or potentially steal my monster. So I'm like, yeah, we'll just negate that here. And they decide to go for Cyberlord Fusion. Look, this was played not at the highest of ranks. So, whoops. Anyway, Fusion Destiny pops itself, or pops the DP. Anyway, we also have the Miracle Fusion, which might actually do something here, and it still doesn't. I'm just lying to you. It doesn't do anything. Out comes Malicious. We're going to activate its effect in order to grab the Malicious, and then we're going to grab the Denier in order to special summon itself, and then trigger the effect in order to stack the Malicious, and then we're going to link those off into the Wonder Driver. Activate the Malicious in order to special summon out the Malicious, which will then trigger the effect to set the mask change, and then we get to tribute it off in order to go in for the Ferris effect in order to go and grab the Vision Hero increase, because guess what? We haven't used Vion, and yes, I still only have the one. We're going to dump the Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist will then add the Plasma, because it's funny, and then I'm going to go for the Vion here in order to banish a card to grab up the Polymerization, which we also haven't used. We're going to activate the Polymerization, and notably, I don't have a good target. So I end up making Trinity, because otherwise I would have had to use Plasma and DPE. Whoops! That's fine, because now we can go for the Miracle Fusion here. We're going to banish it too, and go for the Shining, which happens to be enough to deal lethal damage. Whew. Wow, that was something. At least. Alright, here we are once again going first, and is that Dark Angel in the hand? It's fine. We drew the Ferris, so we're going to activate the Ferris in order to pitch the Ferris in order to grab up the Ferris, so that we can then grab up the Increase, and then go into Increase, tribute the Ferris in order to go for the Vion. You know the line, right? We're going to pitch the Malicious here, and then we're going to go and banish in order to grab up the Polymerization. Now, I know what you're saying. Wait, why did we pitch the Malicious and not the Shadow Mist? Well, while we haven't used up our normal, we can grab the Shadow Mist later. Just keep with me, okay? We'll just follow along, okay? Just follow along. So we're going to special summon out the Malicious, and then we are going to tribute off the monsters in order to go into the Cross Crusade. Cross Crusade is going to activate its effect in order to tribute the Destiny Hero monster, which I could have done significantly better. I'm still learning the deck. And we're going to grab up the Stratos. Stratos will then grab up the Liquid Soldier, and then we can activate the effect in order to fusion summon it. So we're going to fusion summon into... That's right, the Ab-Zero. So we're going to activate the Ab-Zero's effect, we're going to activate the Liquid Soldier effect, drawn to the second Fusion Destiny, which is very funny. Then we're going to pitch 2, which happens to be the Plasma and the Denier, since we don't want to use the Dark Angel, so that we can get exactly 3 into the graveyard for our Dark Angel. We're going to activate the Dark Angel effect, special summon it into my opponent's side of the field, and then activate the Denier in order to stack the Malicious. Now, I'm stupid here, and don't actually activate the second Malicious here in order to go into the Dread Decimator. Whoops! So yeah, now Malicious is just stacked onto the top of my deck, but they do have the Dark Angel here. Now I know what you're saying. Why are we not firing the Max C to play around triple tactics? And that's because this is in fucking silver. So I don't really worry about that too much. And then out comes Anima, and I'm like, whoa, that's well, I'm gonna Max C now. They're gonna activate the Illusion of Chaos and grab Magikaribo, and then shuffle away another card. Look, it wasn't the best of hands, but we gave them a Dark Angel, and we had the DPE Ab-Zero, which is pretty good. Now, I definitely could have done that a little bit better. We probably could have ended on a Plasma as well, so I'm sure I could have done that line better, and I'm sure the hero players will agree. But, obviously, this was just a test to kind of play heroes and understand why so many people enjoy them, and specifically, just kind of see what they do. Now, here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie, most of the games that I had were very enjoyable. Not so much because of the hero deck and the way that I was able to play, but more so due to the absolute absurdity that was silver. Yeah, this was played in silver. But, again, this is more just to kind of test the deck to see why people play it. And honestly, it makes sense, right? It's heroes, it's iconic, Jaden Yuki played it, it makes sense. But it's also just like an enjoyable deck to play. The combos are pretty unique, but they're also pretty linear. You can go various different ways, but you can also kind of do the same thing. The end boards are distinct, right? Ending on something like Dark Angel on the opponent's field is pretty cool. But on top of that, you know, DPE is a house. Dark Law is a house. Even Ab-Zero is such a really cool card to have. There are so many cool and interesting ways to kind of play the game. But then you also have things like, you know, Plasma and DPE. Dark Law. So, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like this deck. I get it. I get why you like it. But that doesn't mean I have to, right? And honestly, I still think that the hero players are rather annoying, right? You don't need a negate. You have several. Just because you don't have something that negates Nibiru, or that specifically stops, like... No, you literally have things that stop Raigeki. The amount of people who have been in the comments and said, we need an out to Raigeki. You do. It's this card right here. It's called Dark Angel. It's a card that exists and is actually just IO. It's just IO. It's just IO. Okay? It just is. Okay? So, there you go. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy. If you did, a like is very much so appreciated. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh!, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye. Shout out to the Frost Guard, my members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy the content.